Just to whip through all of you, the conviction trades going into 2020, the calls, and Jim Bianco, just beginning with you. What is your conviction call going into the new year?
I think it's going to be lower yields. Just
George,
to be very
short and very straightforward lower yields. George Bory, is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, we would say steeper yield curve is our highest conviction view as it relates to rates. And then, on the credit side, I think it's protect your capital. It's sort of, again, like there's an inverse between that steepening curve. So move down the curve for spread and on that kind of steepening bias.
To be clear, though, the steeper yield curve driven by the long end, higher rates on 10s, 30s?
By primarily 10s. 10s will be the pivot point, and 30s moves a little bit slower.
Kathy?
Yeah, we'd agree. Steeper yield curve driven by higher rates and wider credit spreads, especially at the low end of credit quality.
Can we put a number on those wider credit spreads? What are you looking for? Some modest spread widening from George Bory.
Yeah,
what are you looking for?
Investment grade, I could say modest spread widening, but high yield, it doesn't take much to blow out 100 or 150 basis points if you get a hiccup in the market.
1 to 150 potentially on high yield.
It can happen.
From where we are. Jim, your thoughts, just finally, just to get a little bit of debate and pushback around here. There is a consensus here about curve steepening. You don't share it, do you?
No, I don't share it. I think, like I said, the curve is somewhat related to your rate call. And if I've got rates going down and the curve being somewhat anchored, unless something dramatic happens, then you're probably going to wind up with some flattening of the yield curve as well, too. So I do think that the story has been, actually this curve has been flattening since 2014, and maybe it bottomed for good in September of this year.
Yeah.
But it has been in a long downtrend, and I suspect that we're going to continue to see it move at least flatter. I don't think we'll maybe get all the way back to September's inversion,
yeah,
but I do think it's going to keep going lower.